What up, guys? Today we're gonna talk about travel, especially that travel trip that I do so much when I take the train to London. Because I have so many appointments in London, guys, and it's such a faff to get there, especially when you're in a wheelchair. So, London, as many people will know, is a very busy city, no matter what time of day you go. My appointment yesterday was at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Yesterday was a Thursday. Why did I think it was Monday? Anyway, but I went in and there were so many people on this freaking train that we had to be like, excuse me, I need that spot to sit down. Or not to sit down because I'm already in a chair. I bring my own chair, but I needed to be able to manoeuvre into the spot. And then, because we end up walking from Waterloo to the hospital, mainly because trying to bend my knee to fit in the taxi is a bit interesting right now, but also, when it's sunny, who doesn't want to go for a walk? This thing is slightly uphill the entire way. Everything is uneven. And people don't seem to care that it's really hard to push a wheelchair. I'm going to give you a for instance. Use your imagination here. Imagine you're in a supermarket with those really annoying trolleys that are really hard to steer, and you're pushing it, and your trolley is full of stuff. And the ground is not flat and smooth like it normally is in a supermarket. It's bumpy, and you have like little lips and stuff, and little dips and dents and little potholes. And not only do you have to dodge people that don't want to move out the way, they don't have shopping trolleys, they just stood there. But you have posts and you have signs on the floor and gates everywhere and drops off the edge, so as in the curb. But you only have a certain bit that you can go down that's flat that you can push this trolley onto, because you can't tip it back as easily up a steep bit this big to get onto the next bit to go around and get your food, which you need because that's why you're there. You can't just go, oh well, guess I'm not going to come. And you have to be there a certain time. And it's not flat, it's uphill. And you're pushing it. But imagine it's not lots of food. It's a full-grown person in a small chair. And you're pushing it through, and people do not move out the way. People stare at their phones, they're walking on like this, or they look at you, can see you coming, and they still don't move out the way. Even though you're on a flat bit, to the side is a little bit of a bumpy bit that is fine if you're walking, but if you're in a wheelchair, it's really hard. So that's how hard it is for whoever is pushing me. Yesterday it was my dad. For whoever is pushing me, okay? Now let's imagine how hard it is to be in the chair. So you're sat down and you're about this high on people. So people are walking around and it's like everybody is here. And not only do they not, when they walk around you, they're like here. They're like, you properly feel them go past as you're sat down. You know when you're on the tube and you're sat in a seat and everybody stood up and they're stood like right here? And like they're strangers and you don't know them. You don't really like people invading your personal space. Imagine that, but trying to get places. When it's crowded, when people don't move out the way. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't have the loudest voice in the world. I'm working on it. I want to learn to do the whistle thing. Can't do it. Because I go, excuse me, and shout really loud. And because I've shouted like 4 times, I'm then a little bit mad because I've been going for about 20 minutes and everybody is in the way and nobody is listening. And so by that time, everybody's looking at you like, whoa, don't be rude. And sometimes they say it. Sometimes they're like, oh, don't be rude. And I'm like, you don't be rude. You're in my way. You're stood in a group in the pavement blocking the entire thing. People like to randomly stop and then I'm like, whoa. Because if I bump into them, it's going to hurt me more than them. Because I know that bumping into someone may hurt them, but because I have chronic pain, and I have, like, my nerves make it so that sometimes if someone just, like, gently, softly touches me, it really, really hurts. So that's that part. And trying to survive that, I always take an umbrella with me because it's England. You can see that in my what I bring in my bag thing, which I might try to put a thing here. We'll find out if I can work out how to do that. And I try to take, like, my water and stuff, but I think my wheelchair is breaking because I lean back, and so on my wheelchair there's handles at the back where you push and they can fold down for when you put it in the car, and I leaned back and it just folded down, so I almost fell out the chair. So I can't put my bag on the back at the moment because it's quite heavy, so I'm sat holding my bag, holding my jumper, holding my bottle of Coke because I'm nauseous, holding my phone, all like this on my chair, trying to not get hit by anybody, trying to get through London and then get back on the train. And I was sat on the train, and because I have to stick my leg out, so I have the foot things, and usually you put your foot on the foot holder, but I have to stick it over the edge because I can't bend my knee if I'm wearing my brace. Because when I go out and about, I wear my brace, but like right now, not wearing it, just sticking it out in front of me because I'm allowed to take it off now because it's not broken. But yeah, so I was sat with my leg out, and then some old lady came and sat in front of me, like fully seeing that I had to have my leg out and I couldn't do anything, because when you're in the disabled spots, of the time, you have a couple of seats on this side, I'll put it this way, a couple of seats on this side, and then the spot for the wheelchair. So I'm facing this way, whoever's with me usually sits on the seat over here, and then there's a spare seat here, which usually nobody sits on, but then someone sat on it, which is fair, seats are available. But then she would like move her feet and like kick me. I don't think she was intentionally kicking me, but she did it once and I was like, and then she did it again. Like, obviously by this point she should have realised that she is kicking me because my leg is there. And then she did it a third time and I went, because it was really painful, because nudging my foot nudges my knee, which is really painful. And I had just come back from hydrotherapy where I tried to put pressure on my leg and fell to the side and twisted it slightly again. So it was really painful. And then she just looked at me like, and then carried on. And I was like, what? And I was sat there with like my travel sickness bands because I have to go backwards on the... Just threw my knife on the floor from my breakfast. Yeah, because you don't have a choice. I had to go backwards because it was where I was put on. And I don't like going backwards, it makes me sick. So I was wearing my travel sickness bands. I had my like phone playing a game in front of me, trying really hard to concentrate on that. I had my Coke, I had some Percy Pigs. I was trying to like keep my sugar levels up. I had some water as well, like for hydration. And I was like doing everything I can to not make me feel really sick on this journey. And then she kicks me in the leg and it really hurt. And I was like, I don't have much more I can concentrate on. Because usually because I was also overwhelmed because there were lots of people. And when people stand up, they're like here. And I'm like, don't stand so close to me. I don't like it. So yeah, that is what it's like to travel in London. Please be very aware of people. Be aware of people in general. Just be a courteous, nice person. But also especially be aware of those using wheelchairs or buggies as well. Buggies are also hard. Because like, same problems really. So just be aware that it's really freaking hard to get places in a wheelchair. Oh, also, side note, when you're parking, park in the bays. I don't use disabled spots if you're actually disabled, because if you saw my Instagram at all, you will see that I posted a photo of someone who parked half on the hashed lines, didn't have a blue badge, and I couldn't get in the car. I had two friends who went and got my crutches, which were luckily inside the car, and helped me get into it. And we left them a nice little note that said, please park in the bays. I couldn't get in my wheelchair. Don't do it, people. Just don't. Don't do it. Ugh. Okay. Rant over.